Welcome to the Grand Canyon National Park. And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hike from the rim all the way down to the river and back up to the rim. And I wanna show you this hike from the perspective of an average guy. Average conditioning, average hiking skills, average equipment, and even above average age. I'll be showing you everything you need to know to complete this hike. So thanks for joining me, and let's go. So it is 4:45, we were up bright and early. It is still dark, the sun hasn't come up yet. We are on our way to catch the first shuttle to make our way to the South Kaibab Trailhead. We are now on the shuttle. The first shuttle leaves at 5 o'clock a.m.
Take the paved walkway up to the start of the Kaibab Trailhead. Ladies and gentlemen, please be careful on your hike, especially at night. And you guys have a safe hike. And I hope to see you guys when you come back out. Enjoy your day.
And we are officially off. First few steps on a major hike. I am so excited to be back at the Grand Canyon. I was just telling a couple hikers, I've been to so many national parks and seen so many beautiful places, and maybe some even prettier than the Grand Canyon, but there's something about this place that always draws me back. I love it here. So here we go. We are officially right now entering the canyon. You can see where we started. You can see some hikers coming down. They say we've descended about 500 feet or so already. Starting to brighten up a little bit. You know, another thing people always ask me, this is a dangerous hike, and of course it is. There have been fatalities and serious injuries on this hike throughout the years, but as far as falling into the canyon, unless you're just really not paying attention, that's not going to happen. The National Park Service does a tremendous job grooming and manicuring these trails. If you just keep your eyes in front of you and you stay in the path, you'll be totally fine. Although I would highly recommend, if you come out early in the morning and it's still dark, that you pick up a good head flashlight for yourself so you can have full visibility of the trail. We just went past our first checkpoint. As you can see in the sign, it's called the Ooh-Ah Point. Incredible view. The sun is starting to come out. Actually lost a few layers of clothing. You know, the interesting thing about hiking the Grand Canyon is when you start off, especially this time of the year, I think the campground was 40 degrees when I woke up this morning. Down in the canyon, they're predicting 96 degrees. So you have a major shift in temperature. And obviously you need to dress appropriately for both of them. But right now it is ideal. It's probably 60 degrees right now, light breeze. But as the day progresses and we go deeper in the canyon, it's just going to keep getting hotter. The sun is out and it's warming up already. I love the sunrise and the sunset in the Grand Canyon. It's so beautiful. I especially like the way it casts shadows. We are now approaching the second and my favorite checkpoint. Welcome to Cedar Ridge. Cedar Ridge is 1.5 miles into the 7-mile hike, and it takes the average hiker about 1 to 2 hours to get to this point. So that is the third checkpoint. That is Skeleton Point, 3 miles in. We're about halfway done with this trail. Body is feeling good. We're down to our most base layer of clothing. Sunscreen is on. Let's keep going. You know, the canyon isn't just straight down. There's a couple places where it does plateau out a little bit. But where it is very steep, you can see how they cut switchbacks into the canyon wall itself. We also got our first view of the Colorado River. And from this point right here near Skeleton Point, we have descended about 2,000 feet. And the Colorado River is about 2,700 feet from here. So I picked up the pace, kind of broke away a little bit from the pack. But as I'm walking down the South Kaibab Trail, I'm just reminiscing about the other 2 times that I did this trail. Let me show you some pictures. The first time was in 2011 with Natalie. And the second time was in 2014 with Natalie and Kalia. When you can't pronounce your daughter's name, I think it's time for a break. Make that Kayla. So we've chosen to come down, as I said, on the South Kaibab Trail. That is usually a hiker's favorite because it's a lot shorter. It's only 7 miles as compared to 9.5 miles on the Bright Angel Trail. Another advantage I like of it too is if you're going up the Bright Angel Trail, it's nice to have a little variety. So you come down on one, you kind of go up on the other. Disadvantages, it's almost all in the sun, at least as far as I've made it so far, and I'm about 3/4 of the way done with it. And there's no water on this trail, so you drink a lot of water on this hike. So whatever you need for your trip to make it down to the Bright Angel Campground, you need to have in your backpack. So this is the tip-off. Checkpoint number 4. 4.5 miles into the trail, 3,300 feet down into the canyon. All right, so we made it to our first legitimate look of the Colorado River. So it's time for a little break. We're making really good progress right now. I think we'll do lunch at the Phantom Ranch, but it's good when you do these kind of hikes just to take some breaks along the way, rest your body, grab some snack food. I like sweet things and salty things. Those work really well. So I got some gummy bears, some beef jerky, and then as always, replenishing the liquids. Stay hydrated. How are we doing?
Pretty good. How about you, sir?
Oh, doing great.
All right, enjoy.
Yeah, you too. Have a safe ride up.
Thank you.
Approaching this tunnel means that we are at the end of the trail. Let's go. And waiting for us is the mighty Colorado River as we cross the famous Black Bridge. If you're hot like me, when you get down here and you're looking forward to doing some swimming, don't think about doing it in the Colorado River. Way too dangerous. Hazardous currents. Let me show you where you can do some swimming though. This is the spot where you don't want to take a dip. That's a Bright Angel Creek. Probably a good idea. Just go in, cool off, drop that body temperature a little bit. So we're now officially at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and we are on one of the river trails that will take us through the campground, the Bright Angel Campground, and to one of my all-time favorite happy places. Can't wait to get there. So we're about halfway where I want to be. You can see over my left-hand shoulder is the Bright Angel Campground. This is where you'd stay if you want to do something that's less strenuous, meaning hike down in one day, spend the night down here, then hike up the next day. There it is, Bright Angel Campground. Need a permit to stay there. I was just thinking as I was walking here, if I were to list my 3 favorite buildings, number 1 would be my house, number 2 would be my church, and number 3 would be the Phantom Ranch. And by the way, no offense to the in-laws that live in Michigan, you guys would be in that list somewhere as well. I'm not sure exactly what it is that I love so much about this place. Maybe just the fact that you can go inside, sit in the air condition, get a cold glass of lemonade. Maybe just the coolness of being a building on the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Or maybe just the fact that it's the end of a destination. It's the goal at the end of the line that you strive to achieve. And you feel so good to be here. Another fun thing to do here at the Phantom Ranch is to write a postcard. You can put it here in the box, you put it on a mule, and they ship it out to wherever you address it. So Shane, this one's for you, buddy. Till the next time we see you, always enjoy being here. Take care. We'll see you. We are ready to begin our ascent back up to the rim of the canyon. We're going to pass through the Bright Angel Campground and then get on the Bright Angel Trail and go up about 4,500 feet. And it is hot. So we took the Black Bridge in, and we're taking the Silver Bridge out. This is always a neat part of the Bright Angel Trail. It's right at the beginning. You actually walk in sand, and you go past these palm tree-like plants. So on a return trip, we've been hiking right along the water's edge of the Colorado River. We've ascended probably about, I don't know, 300-400 feet already. But this is the most discouraging part of the hike, because the trail goes right back to the water's edge. So you lose all that elevation you gain. So you can't think so much about elevation. You gotta think about mileage. And of the 9.5 miles, we've chipped off about one of them so far. Two miles done on the trail. That's the first checkpoint, the River Rest House. So that 1 mile stretch right after the River Rest House is nasty. Not a huge elevation change, but direct sun all the way. And we're still so low, it still has to be in the 90s. The shade is a welcome relief. Now it's time to enjoy some elevation change. Let's go for it. When you're hiking up this trail, which is a total of 4,500 feet elevation gain, it is essential when you're going uphill in the sun and exerting this much energy that you have water. And thankfully here on the Bright Angel Trail, there's a series of stops along the way that you can fill up your water bottles. The last mile, I pretty much have put the camera away. I just got to focus on getting up this hill. We got some serious elevation change. People are throwing up all over this trail. It's showing a lot of casualties and it's beating a lot of people with this heat and this direct sun. That is the advantage of spending the night at the canyon. We'd come down in the evening and then hike up in the morning. But when you do the dreaded turn and burn, as we call it, or a rim to river to rim, you're stuck at some point hitting this heat, and it's nasty. We're gonna keep going though. We're just gonna keep going. You look at all those switchbacks I just came up. They call that area the Devil Corkscrew, and it's appropriately named. Pretty hike as we're approaching Indian Gardens. We're walking parallel to a stream below us, and on its banks it's lined with cottonwood trees. Very pretty. Some more shade as well, which is nice. All right, we did it. We've officially made it to Indian Garden Campground. This is truly an oasis in the middle of the desert. Halfway point. When I come here, I have a tradition of doing two things. Getting a lot of cool water from the pump and laying down on a picnic table. It is time to saddle up the horses. More trails to hike, more beauty to behold. So after Indian Garden, there's basically 3 stops, each a mile and a half apart from each other, to get back up to the rim, 4.5 miles total. So we have the 2 rest houses and then the final destination on the rim. So we are making our way up now to the 3-mile rest house. There it goes. The sun is finally disappearing. You know, one of the disadvantages of hiking back up is you just want to get done. And you don't get the opportunity to appreciate the actual beauty of the canyon, because all you want to do is finish. In your head, is looking down at your feet most of the time. So it's important to take a break every now and then and just really enjoy and appreciate the surroundings, because this place is so beautiful. And no matter where you go in this canyon, the sights are continually different. Now with that said, I can't wait to get to the top. I love the sign. Caution, down is optional, up is mandatory. Yeah, that's the concern with hiking a canyon. You do a mountain, you go up as far as you can. If you run out of gas, you turn around and go back. Canyon, the hard part is the return trip. And lots of times, a lot of people go all the way down to the bottom and they realize they can't make it back out again. But we're at the 3-mile rest house right now. That means we have 3 more miles to go. The sun is setting. Canyon is still as beautiful as ever. I know, you don't need to say it. The pace has slowed down considerably, hasn't it? But it's okay, because I got my rally cap going here. So I've been telling myself, what the will can conceive, the mind can believe, and the body can achieve. There it is, the 1.5-mile rest house. And after that last leg, I'd say I need a little rest. So we've been on the trail for about 12 hours, mile and a half to go. The average hiker, they say, going up, takes about 1 hour to cover 1 mile. So we're a little bit ahead of that pace. But to humble myself, I'll tell you this, definitely more people passed me than I passed on the way coming up. So technically, we don't need to be done at a certain time. But if we want to get that cheeseburger I got my mind set on at the Grand Canyon Lodge and catch the last shuttle, which will take me back to the car, everything has to be wrapped up by 9:30. Did you check that out? Incredible. We are approaching the lower tunnel, and that means we're entering the home stretch. Just when you thought you were done, there's an aggressive goat on this trail. So we just moved up on that rim. I say we go for it right now. We got strength in numbers. Well, thanks for watching this video. Hope you found it entertaining and maybe even beneficial. The objective of this video is not one of those rah-rah videos that says everyone should come and try a rim to river to rim hike. It is very strenuous. You need to be in shape, you need to know your limitations, and you need to come prepared. But maybe this is something you never thought you could do. If I did it as an average guy, you might be able to do it as well. Maybe it's something you're considering, and I hope the information that has been provided within this video has been helpful to plan your trip and, in a sense, know what to expect. Well, it is dark out here now, but only by the grace of God we finished this hike. And you can't see it, although I'll take a picture of it. But the famous Bright Angel Trailhead sign, there it is. This is also the time that I pretty much kind of promise I'll never do this hike again. And then about a week from now, I'm always dying to come back. Whew, what a hike. What an accomplishment. Well, that'll do it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, there's always room for you in our next national park adventure. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel. Time to enjoy this cheeseburger. That tastes really good.